Hello, hello, hello. I am coming to you today on a Saturday. I had a meeting at 3, but had to cancel it because the other attendees were late. And maybe I'm watching my friend on TikTok too much that says, and block. We're not going to do that. But yeah, except no disrespect at all. Someone coming to a meeting late is very disrespectful, and we are not going to do that. Block them, and they are blocked. Okay. So anyway, what I was doing before is watching Her Grace Bailey Sarian, and she was covering Schabusiness, Taylor Schabusiness. Um, if you want to find out more about Taylor or see other videos, check out Bailey Sarian's channel, but you can also check out Court TV, and here's why. Court TV uploaded a video where Taylor Schabusiness tackled in court after her violent outburst. On Green Bay Press Gazette, convicted killer Taylor Schabusiness attacks her attorney in court. Okay. On WBay.com, it says Taylor Schabusiness found competent to continue in court proceedings for attack on prison guard. The Independent posted a video that says convicted killer Taylor Schabusiness, that's Schabusiness, tackled after she lunges at her attorney in court. Okay, so now these are, the next one is not for kids. So if you have kids in the room, go ahead and remove them. I'll wait. Okay, so this is from WEAU. Woman who dismembered Green Bay man will get competency exam after prison riot. So, New York Post says, Wisconsin killer who dismembered her boyfriend during meth-fueled sex attack. I am not kidding you. I am not making this up. This is real, real, real. I heard about this case from Bailey. She does the murder mystery and makeup. She also does dark history. She has several platforms, and you can see her show on Netflix. Okay. I have been watching Bailey since COVID. Okay. And I always learn something. And just like today, I'm shocked by something that Bailey has covered on her channel. It's so crazy that I had to stop and do more research. And like I said, this is a real case. Is it a case of demonic possession? That's the question. I wish there was a way, I'm trying to figure out how I can like share different things and react, chat. So like it will allow me to share documents, but not photos on this platform. Hold on a second. Okay, I can have other people come in, but I can share notes, whiteboards, documents. Let me see what else. Yeah, that's all I can do. Let me check out something else real quick because I want you to see what I'm seeing. And I wish I could like share. It's just so hard. Oh my God, it's just so crazy. But hold on. Taylor Schabusiness. Full trial. Shad. That's his name. His name is her victim and her friend, what she called her friend with benefits. Shad Thyrion. SHADTHYRION. Okay? And looks like she was married. Let's see what I have. It's actually on Wikipedia. Can you believe it? And this happened fairly recently. Okay, you ready to get into it? Let's get into it. Again, shout out to Bailey Sarian. This happened on February 21st, 2022. Shad Thyrion, a 24-year-old American man, was murdered and dismembered by his lover, Taylor Schabusiness. Shad's severed head was discovered by his mom, Tara Pakanich, in a bucket in the basement of their family home in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Other severed body parts, including Shad's bisected torso in a storage tote, were later discovered by police. Schabusiness, who was involved in a sexual relationship with Shad, admitted to strangling him to death during the act while they were both intoxicated with methamphetamine and prescription drugs. She continued to do the dirty with Shad's body after he had passed, before dismembering and removing internal organs from the body and mutilating it. Schabusiness was arrested and charged with murder, mutilation of a corpse, and the R word, grape. You know what I'm saying. On July 26, 2023, a jury convicted her on all 3 counts. Sentencing took place on September 26, with Schabusiness sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. I'm thinking that this is a case that deserves the death penalty, but I don't think that they have the death penalty in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So, and Wisconsin has been in the news lately with all of the cheeseheads because the current administration paid millions of dollars to voters to vote for their candidate, and their candidate still lost. So you can look that up too. But it was a big hubbub a couple of weeks ago about that political race and the results of it. So yeah, that happened. Going on about this young man and everything, I feel like there's a lesson that can be learned here, and that's why I'm sharing it, okay? Especially for young people, especially for persons that are using, this is the other side of it. When I look at this girl, she looks possessed to me. I gotta tell you, when I look at her face, and I look at his face, she looks scary. He looks slow. But it could be just a side effect of the drugs, as well as the way that she looks also could be. They did a lot of drugs from what Bailey was saying. So, but hold on. It says, on February 21st, 2022, at around 9:30 p.m., Shad was picked up from the home of his mother, Tyra, by Taylor Schabusiness, with whom he had a blank relationship. The couple, joined by a friend, went to an apartment on Eastman Avenue and smoked cannabis. Schabusiness stated in her interrogation that she and Shad also smoked meth and injected trazodone, Trazodone. If you know what that is, leave it down in the comments because I have no idea. Okay, at the apartment after the friend left. Okay, so they had the friend over there and they did cannabis. Then, after the friend left, Shad and Taylor smoked meth and injected the trazodone at the apartment. Then the couple returned to Shad's mother's house under the influence, right? And the mother and her boyfriend, Steve Hendricks, were away at the time. Okay. So his dad is not in the picture, I guess. Okay, so it says they then went down to the basement and began engaging in, you know, the act that will guarantee that you will not get into heaven. Okay, it's the one sin that is against the body. Every other sin is outside of the body. This one is an internal sin to the body itself. Okay, that's what they began doing. And Taylor claimed that they had engaged in erotic asphyxiation in prior encounters. What is this called? I guess it's like S&M or oh shoot, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Let's keep going. You can look it up at your own time, or if you know, leave it down in the comments, okay? They had did this before in prior encounters, and on this occurrence, they had used metal chains. Metal chains. Okay. Schabusiness Taylor then proceeded to strangle Shad until he started to cough up blood. She continued until he was unalive, which took about 3 to 5 minutes. So, do you think that he was in the afterlife, knowing that he was in the afterlife, especially since he passed away doing the dirty and being on mind-altering substances? Is he still wondering in the afterlife, wondering what happened to him? You know what I'm saying? Is he haunting his mom's basement? Does he still think that he's alive? Just a thought. I wonder. So what did the girl do after this? After she had unalived Shad in his own mama's basement? It says that she then proceeded to perform facial intercourse and use mix toys on the body for several hours. I said several hours afterwards. This is from her own confession. Okay. What else does it say? The following morning, she dismembered the body using knives she found in the house, in his mama's house. Okay. She dismembered the body with knives that she got out of his mama's kitchen. Let that sink in. And I'm going to ask the question again. Would you say that this is human behavior or is it demonic? What say you? Okay. Let's continue. Um, Taylor positioned the body on the bed and beheaded it over a bucket and a storage tote to contain the blood. She then dumped the blood down the basement shower drain. She also removed the organs and placed them in plastic bags, the tote, cardboard boxes, and the bucket. The investigation. 2 days later, on February 23rd, 2022, the young man's mother found her son's head in a bucket in her basement. It had been covered with a towel. Later, police would discover the young man's removed uh, uh, phallus in the bucket as well. The mother then called the police, who did a search. Who did a search of the basement and found human organs stuffed into plastic bags and cardboard boxes. The young man's torso was discovered in the tote with his dismembered foot placed inside it. Additional body parts, including a foot, were also found later in a crock pot box inside Taylor's minivan. Police found Taylor later that day at an apartment complex on Eastman Avenue, which is where a Gold Town and Country minivan used to transport various body parts of the young man was found by police. His clothes were covered in blood, and her left thumb had a cut. That's it. She also had scratches on her arms, which she claimed were self-inflicted. Do you believe that? I don't. She was arrested and charged with murder, mutilation of a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault on March 1st of 2022. So this happened like 10 days, 7 days. So, oh my God, can y'all keep up here? The investigation started on February 23rd. The act happened on February 21st. And she was arrested and charged on March the 1st. So this is moving pretty quick. It says, earlier that year, January 3rd, Schabusiness was convicted and sentenced to 3 months for fleeing, eluding, and obstructing police. It is unclear if she was on work release at the time of the murder. She had removed a GPS tracker from her ankle. Is this normal behavior, you guys? Or is it demonic? That is my question. Okay. Do you think this is the first time that she has unalived somebody? Unalived somebody that she knows? Can you blame it on the drugs? Or is this person just a deviant? Who has likely did this before and gotten away with it? She even removed her ankle monitor. She removed it. Who does that? Okay. Part 3, Trial and Incarceration. Schabusiness's attorney, Quinn Jolly, submitted a not guilty by reason of insanity plea. So, okay, we can't say this is not normal, but she was judged to be or found to be competent to stand trial. Okay, so let's keep going. He put in this plea of not guilty by reason of insanity. I would think guilty by reason of insanity would be appropriate, right? Anyway, that's what he submitted on September 1st, 2022. On February 14, 2023, Schabusiness attacked Jolly, who is her attorney, after he requested the trial date be pushed back so experts could determine her competency to stand trial. Schabusiness was tackled by a Brown County Sheriff's officer. No one was seriously injured. Around 10 minutes after the attack, Jolly told Judge Walsh he planned to file a motion to be removed from the case. He was replaced by Christopher Froelich on March 3rd, who requested that Walsh recuse himself as his witnessing the attack could affect his ruling. The judge declined. Forensic psychologist Diane Lighton testified that Schabusiness told her she had a thing with Jeffrey Dahmer a year ago, although Dahmer was murdered in prison by a fellow inmate in 1994. Okay, so she's clearly off her rocker. Or maybe she did it with his ghost. Okay, anyway, I say this chick is demonic. That's what I think. On July 26, a jury convicted Schabusiness on first-degree intentional homicide, mutilation of a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault. On September 26, Walsh sentenced Schabusiness to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Walsh said he had to protect the public from her. This crime offends human decency, it offends human dignity, it offends the human community. It really does, he said. Shad Thyrion's father forgave Schabusiness, saying, I believe everybody makes bad choices, maybe not to this scale. It does no good to hate you. I know you've got a heart and you've got a mind. Schabusiness is serving out her sentence with the Techita Correctional Institution, a facility housing only female inmates that is located in the city of Fond du Lac. And I imagine that is in Wisconsin. So what do you think about that? Oh my God, that's crazy, no? Again, shout out to Bailey Sarian for this case. And I just wanted to cover it a little bit more and just get your thoughts on it. Had you heard this case before? What do you think? If you like this kind of content from me, let me know. Or if there's a case that you want me to kind of go over and react to, let me know on the community page or in the comments below. Okay, I check them all. And yeah, I'm gonna go back to to my Saturday. Let's see what else is happening. I gotten a notification that Bailey had put up some new stuff. So I've been listening to Bailey as I was, doing different things and everything like that. This is a comment, but I don't know if it's on my content or somebody else's. No, Taylor Schabusiness is not African American. I'm not sure what she is. She's European, from the Caucasus Mountains. I just don't know what part. I don't know if she's Polish or what, but she has a different kind of a look. Okay, she looks crazy, but that's just me. It could be I'm just filtering it, because I'm biased because I know what she did. I don't know. I don't know about meth. And this other drug that they were using. I don't know about that. I don't know if the person in the beginning, the the person that they went to the apartment with, why did that person leave? What did he see? Right? He must have saw something weird because they were smoking cannabis together, right? And the third person dipped. What did that person see? And I just read you the kind of synopsis of what happened in her trial, and I don't think that well, they probably didn't even need the third person. She confessed to this. She said that she did it, and she said why she did it, and it's revolting, all of it. So the prosecution didn't have to work too hard. This is weird. This is weird, 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 weird. And this happened in Wisconsin. I actually knew somebody from Wisconsin, and he was violent. You know what he did? He jumped on our boss. We were, listen, um, I'm working at a company that does, I was working as a technical writer at a company that does the warranty work on propellers for the U.S. Navy. Okay. I'm a writer for quality and assurance. And this guy from Wisconsin was in the department for quality and assurance. And our boss was like the VP of quality and assurance, or however that goes. I can't remember his title. But this young man, he had to be early 30s or so. Well, he assaulted our boss. And our boss ended up getting terminated because he did not call the local police to let them know that this guy did that. Because I don't know why. I don't know why. I was too busy doing my job. You heard me? I was too busy doing flow charts and meeting with department heads and stuff like that to get them to review the portions of writing, their quality and assurance standards for their department, so that I could bring it all together into one document into the quality and assurance department. And it was crazy. The next thing, so he got fired from the company because it was found out, and I believe the receptionist told. She was an older lady who was about to retire, and I think she spilled the beans. Our boss was terminated, and I don't even know where he is now, but he was terminated from the company. And I took another offer at Hexcel, Hexcel. And that was a whole other situation, but at least nobody got jumped on, and there was nobody there who worked there that was from Wisconsin. Let's say it like that. The only other person that I know that's from Wisconsin is the guy who married Demi Moore, the young guy. Gosh, I can't remember his name. Hey Siri, what's the name of the actor from Wisconsin who married Demi Moore?
She has been married to actor Ashton Kutcher
since
2005, and later took his last name in 2009. This is from fandom.com.
Okay, so Ashton Kutcher, he's also from Wisconsin, and I know that he supported Danny from that 70s show, who was assaulting women at the Mormon church like hotcakes. So Wisconsin is, it's a little bit iffy in my mind. But let me know if you're from Wisconsin And if you have some inside stories on that Ashton Kutcher, I think him and his wife took the twins and left the country because of what's happening with Diddy. But yeah, something about Wisconsin. I guess it's the cold and the isolation. But my coworker was a very weird person, and I worked with him every day, and he was very strange. He was a very odd man. He, I'm probably very favored because maybe the reason why him and our boss got into a fight because our boss was preventing him from harming the whole department. For all I know. So weird. So weird. But anyway, that's the story of Taylor Schabusiness. Taylor Schabusiness and Shad Thyrion. So yeah. If I come across something else interesting, I will let you know. But I have live content that goes live every Monday. So please check that out. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe, like this video, and share this video, and comment below. And I'll see you later. And as Bailey would say, you make good choices. Make good choices. You can't make good choices when you're high. You can't make good choices when you're drunk. They call liquor spirits. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anyway, I will talk to y'all later. Bye.